I am reading Anne Applebaum's Red Famine, and I do recommend highly the work of Applebaum. She is one of our best historians on Russia. She's especially good for intense periods of trouble in the Soviet Union's history. And in this, she deals with the famines in the Ukraine. Now, in 1933, there's this cat named Mikhail Sholokhov. He's a celebrated writer, and he writes desperately to Stalin, urging him to do something about the famine in Ukraine. And Stalin's response to this is worth remembering, because I think we could see something like that here in America if, for example, food becomes unaffordable. Stalin's answers to Sholokhov in the spring of 1933, at the height of the famine, echoed the conspiratorial phases that he was using in his personal correspondence as well as in speeches and party debates. Those who were starving to death were not innocent. On the contrary, they were traitors, they were saboteurs, they were conspiring to undermine the proletarian revolution. They were waging a war against Soviet power. Sounds an awful lot like Netanyahu and his motivations for starving the Palestinians on the Gaza Strip, many of whom are children. The authoritarians' approach is to dehumanize someone by branding them a traitor. And then when you do that, you can justify any amount of torture, forced famine, starvation, forced economic depravity. What Trump and his people are going to do is brand many of us traitors and use that as the casus belli to starve us to death, to round us up in camps, to reduce food rations for us, or to make eating very difficult. The point here is that loyalty trumps human decency, loyalty to an autocrat. And that's what Stalin knew very well, and that's why he was an evil fuck.